Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back out here in my garden, and I've got all my brassicas, and I've got some fertilizer, a shovel, and I've got my pine straw. So we're going to do some planting. So join up with me and let's go along and plant some stuff. I'm excited. It's the first actual plants I put in my garden this year. So let's have some fun. The first thing I like to do is just kind of lay out, put all my plants where I think I want them to go. Sometimes that changes, sometimes not. And then I go ahead and once I'm satisfied with the layout, then I go ahead and start digging and planting. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the layout. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around so you folks can see. Hold on just a second. So I've got some kale in the back, Chinese cabbage. It's probably too early to put that around, but I'm going to see how it does. And then I've got broccoli, I've got cabbage, I've got kohlrabi, a lot more cabbage, more Chinese cabbage, kohlrabi, and then I've got a Brussels sprout over there. So let's go ahead and just keep filming as I... Alright, so here we go. I like to put on my gloves. It doesn't really help a lot. I just get dirty. Well, it's part of the fun of gardening, actually, I guess. So I like to dig a hole big enough for a little plant. And a couple of years ago, I started using this Milorganite. I'll put a link in the bottom. It's not really an organic fertilizer, but it works really well, and I have a plethora of it left. So put that in there. Then I fill the hole with water. Especially on a warmer day like today, I find that helps quite a bit with the shock. Squeeze the bottom. Loosen up the soil and the plant. Tap it. Lower her down into the hole. Cover it up. Snug it in. Put the marker back in it. Once they get big enough, you'll be able to tell what they actually are. So I've got a broccoli, a cabbage. Now this is a kohlrabi. Dig a hole for that guy. And you just keep continuing until you get all your little guys planted. Handful of Milorganite. Doesn't take a whole lot. I'd say about a quarter of a cup, if that. Water it in. Try to fill the hole up with water. Loosen up the plant. Tap it. These guys were so ready to be put in the ground. Holy moly. I wish I could start planting all the crops, but it's just still too cold for them. We got a little weed there. And then we're going to do another, can you see here? Yep, sun's right in my face. It's hard to see. Okay, that's another kohlrabi. These are all cold weather crops. And when you plant them, you've got to plant them about 2 weeks before your last frost date. And that's where we're at. My last frost date can be anywhere from May 1st to May 15th. So last year was May 15th. The year before was May 7th, I think. The year before that was actually May 1st. Get your fertilizer. water that dude in. Nestle it in there. Put all your dirt around. So these are probably going to droop down from shock. I'll water them really good when I get done, but they will droop down quite a bit, so don't be alarmed. I usually try to plant in the evenings because that way they don't go into shock as bad, but I was just too antsy. I wanted to put something in the dirt. So I'll shoot a little shot of this as soon as I get all done with it. I want to get all these little guys in and watered in. And then if you remember my last video before last, I put up my pea trellis. I've got to water in my peas, and I want to sprinkle a little fertilizer for them. I do believe they're heavy feeders. And for those of you that are into companion planting, I don't really do that as much. I used to do it and really check every single little plant before I put it next to something else. And I find that it doesn't really make a difference, but some people really go strict by those rules. So I did double check to make sure that all these little brassicas grow well with peas, and they make really, really good companions. So if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. And then I'm going to do one little sweeping shot when I'm all done, just so you can see what it all looks like. Alright, I got everything planted, fertilized, watered in, and also mulched. And I only used probably a third of that big blue bucket. So a little bit of that pine straw goes a long, long ways. Okay, that's it for this afternoon. So I hope you learned something new. If not, thanks for coming along for the ride. And I hope the sun's shining where you are today. Bye-bye now.